Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is lecture number 6. The name of the paper is Introduction to Linguistics. The name of the chapter is Phonology, and the topic is An Introduction to Phonology. We are doing these lectures by explaining George Yoel's book. This is for the students of BS second semester and BS fourth semester as well, or GDC PABI, and it is also for the students of those colleges which are affiliated with Abdul Wali Khan University. This is that phonology chapter, and it is from George Yoel's book, 4th edition, The Study of Language, 4th edition, and this is the introduction of phonology, and today we are discussing the same introduction. This introduction is important because in this introduction, in this page, in this paragraph, George Yoel tells us that in the previous chapter, which was phonetics, especially articulatory phonetics, we discussed the physical production of speech sounds, the production in the human vocal tract, and we discussed the place of articulation, the manner of articulation, the voiced voiceless distinction. We also discussed vowel sounds and consonant sounds, but they were physical in the sense that these articulations, these articulators could be seen moving while producing those sounds. In articulatory phonetics especially, it is physical because the tongue can be seen as moving from one place to another, the teeth can be seen, lips can be seen, and therefore it is physical. This word physical here is important because when we discuss phonology, we won't say physical, we would say abstract. So this word is contrasted with abstract, physical in articulatory phonetics and abstract in phonology. We'll discuss this abstractness. But however, in articulatory phonetics, we discussed the physical production of speech sounds because the speech organs could be seen, the place could be seen, place of articulation, the manner, as well as the vibration of the vocal cords or the no vibration of the vocal cords, voiced and voiceless distinction. This physical production of speech sounds was described with reference to the vocal tract. And the vocal tract of all the people, these tracts are different. If we have a large person, a fat person, his vocal tract would be different from the one who is a small person. Everybody has got a different vocal tract, and as a result, every individual has a physically different vocal tract. Therefore, the sounds created by different people would be different. So if somebody pronounces me, for example, in one way, it is pronounced by another person, and you can even identify the person who is speaking or producing this word me. We can identify the person because this me sounds different from the me produced by another person. So if millions of people pronounce the word me, there would be millions of pronunciations of me, the varieties of me, because they would, if you listen to that sound, they would look different to your ears. So therefore, the vocal tracts differentiation make the word me sound differently. The word is the same, but it sounds differently. There is then another case in which the word me is pronounced differently on different occasions. it sounds different to your ears. For example, if you are shouting and say me, it would be different from the one when you are suffering from cold and you pronounce the word me. Your sound will be different. The word is the same, but it sounds differently on different occasions. So if there are so many me, there are so many varieties, then how do we manage to identify that this word is me and this word is not ni or si or ma or mu? The answer to this question, this identification of me, is given by the study of phonology. Phonology gives the answer. How do we know that this is me and not ni? We will discuss it in detail. So, articulatory phonetics was about the physical production of sounds, while phonology is not about the physical production. It is about something abstract. Then we discussed that vocal tracts of different people are different, and therefore the words pronounced they sound different to your ears. We took the example of me. The other case is that me on different occasions can be pronounced differently while shouting or while you have cold. Then how do we know that this me is me and not ni or si? How do we know this? We will discuss this in phonology, and phonology gives the answer to this question. So here comes the definition of phonology. You know that phonology is from the word phone and logos. Phone means sound, logos means to discuss. So this is the discussion of speech sounds, but the same was the case with phonetics. That was also the discussion of the speech sounds. However, phonology is defined by Yole as the description of the systems and patterns of speech sounds. It is the description of speech sounds, but two things are important. The systems of speech sounds are described in phonology, and the patterns of speech sounds are described in phonology. Now, what is meant by system then? When we say system, we actually mean that smaller parts come closer together and they make bigger parts, and these bigger parts in turn get together and make another bigger part, and a whole system in this way is created. Therefore, we say that this is actually the study of the system of speech sounds. What are the smaller parts here? For example, pa, these are three minimal sounds. These three minimal sounds join together and make a bigger sound, pen, which is meaningful. Pa, is not meaningful, but they join together to make a bigger sound, pen, which is meaningful. This pen can join with the other words to make a phrase, for example, my pen. Again, it can join with other sounds. You can say sounds or words, because words also have sounds, to make sentences, syntax, and these sentences join together to form paragraphs, and paragraphs make a bigger type of thing called discourse. This process is referred to as system of sounds. So phonology is the description of the systems of sounds, speech sounds especially. The next is the description of patterns of speech sound. Once again, we take the same example, pa, n. This arrangement of pa, n is a pattern, and this is the pattern which we can understand. which we can think is meaningful and we think is correct. How do we know this? We'll discuss this later. We know this because in our brain we have internalized all these sounds, and these sounds are present in abstract form. Of course, if they are in the brain, they are abstract because we cannot see them. These sounds are present in our brain, and these patterns are also there. So we know all those patterns with the help of the competence that we have in our brain. It is with the help of these competence that we judge p, as a correct pattern and as a wrong pattern. It is with the help of that unconscious knowledge. The knowledge we have of the sounds is unconscious. We have learnt it, but when we try to understand a pattern with the help of it, it is unconsciously checked, and unconsciously we know that this is a wrong pattern and that is a correct pattern. So this phonology is the description of the systems of speech sounds. I explained the word system and the patterns of speech sounds. Secondly, we understand these patterns of language, as I said, with excuse me, I beg your pardon, with the help of the unconscious knowledge. This knowledge which we have of those sounds is inside our brain, and they are abstract. Now comes the word abstract, which is, I said, that will be contrasted with physical. These are abstract sounds because they are in our brain, these patterns. And it is with the help of those patterns in our brain that we come to know that this pattern is correct and that pattern is wrong, and etc. So therefore, phonology is concerned with abstract aspect of the sound or mental aspect of the sound. Those sounds with the help of which we understand the patterns of sound, the systems of sound are in the brain, therefore mental aspect of the sound. They cannot be seen, therefore the abstract aspect of the sound. And this is very important to understand, that phonology is concerned with the abstract or mental aspect of the sound. They are not actual. When they are produced, they become actual. When they are in the mind, they are not actual. So when they are in the mind, we say they are abstract, we say they are mental. We also say that they are underlying. There is an underlying design. We say phonology is about underlying design, which means the same thing, that phonology is about the abstract aspect of sounds or about the mental aspect of sound. It is also equivalent to this fourth description, that phonology is about the blueprint of each sound type. Blueprint means design. So this and this is almost the same. These designs, or the underlying design which is present in our mind, is actually the basis of all the variations. The underlying design is permanent, but when it is realized, when it becomes physical, these physical items then have variations. We explain this point, that it is the basis of variation with the help of this sound, tush sound. Tush sound, for example, is in our mind, and we say that this tush sound is found in tar, star, rider, and eighth. We say all these sounds are tush sound, and we say these are the same tush sound. They are the same in the sense that they are represented with this single T. Otherwise, they are not similar. For example, if you pronounce this t, it is quite different from the one we have in star. This is pronounced as tar, which is with ha sound, which is called aspiration, while in the case of star, there is no ha sound. So this sound which is a representation of the symbol of the mental sound, the underlying design, we say it is there. It is in all these four words and other words also, but we say they are the same because they are represented with this symbol, therefore they are the same. Otherwise, they are not the same. There is a variation. The underlying design has this t sound, but when this t, of course, t sound is not separately pronounced, it is pronounced in words. When we pronounce it in these words, it becomes physical. This abstract becomes physical because this was mental, and this is now it is heard. You can see the lips moving, the mouth moving, and all these things, and therefore these are the variations and the physical aspects of this abstract sound. We say therefore that phonology is about the underlying design, which is the basis of all variations. This is that underlying word sound, which is the basis of these variations. Later on we will call this abstract sound as phone and these sounds as allophones. We'll discuss it in detail. So we defined phonology as the description of systems of speech sounds and the description of patterns of speech sounds, and these patterns and these systems are there in our mind. It includes our unconscious knowledge, which we will learn later on is referred to as competence. It is also referred to as lang. We again said here that phonology is about the underlying design, abstract design, mental design, or the blueprint. All of them mean the same thing, and it is the basis of variation. And we discussed how this t sound is the basis of variation when we actually produce it physically. These are the physical variations, physical sounds created with the help of this abstract sound. It is no more abstract when it is produced. Now in this case, if we come again, and we'll explain this in this paragraph, if we take these sounds and let's say if we mispronounce this t sound, which is actually t sound, as t sound, and we produced the pronunciation of this word as tar, and this word, for example, wrongly pronounced as tar, even then the meaning remains the same. Therefore, these sounds, which are different of course, they are not meaning distinguishing or meaning changing. They do not change the meaning of the sounds, the meaning of the words. They are referred to as allophones. Therefore, although they are important, but more important than these similar sounds, or similar but not exactly similar, they are important, but more important than these sounds is the distinction between t sound and k sound and f sound. Why is that so? Because these sounds are meaning changing sound only if, let's say, if you have AR here, AR here, AR, AR, only the first minimal sound changes. In this case, tar becomes car if C is used with it, and this car becomes far and far becomes bar. Therefore, this t sound, k sound, f sound, or b sound, they are meaning distinguishing sounds. Remember this, meaning distinguishing sounds. Why? Because they actually change the meaning of the sound AR. In this case, there is no change of meaning whether ta was pronounced as ta. But in this case, it is more important to differentiate ta from k, f, or ba, because they are meaning distinguishing sound. They are meaningfully distinct. This is important because we will discuss it in phonemes. We again say that phonology is concerned with the abstract set of sounds. The abstract set of sounds, these sounds are abstract because they are in the mind. This sound is in the mind. And we do not only say ta when we speak language, we speak a full word, and in that full word this abstract sound can be used, but once it is used it does not remain abstract anymore. It becomes real. We say it is realized, and when it is realized and it is pronounced in different ways, all these sounds are referred to as allophones as compared to phone, which we'll discuss in the next topic. Repeating all this in Urdu, आप इसको थोड़ा सा उर्दू में रिपीट कर लेते हैं. पिछले चैप्टर में हमने पढ़ा आर्टिकुलेटरी फोनेटिक्स, और वो था फिज़िकल प्रोडक्शन ऑफ स्पीच साउंड्स. क्योंकि आप वोकल ट्रैक्ट को देख सकते हैं, हमने इसका डायग्राम भी किया, और जब हमने कॉन्सोनेंट्स को डिस्कस किया, वावल्स को डिस्कस किया, तो हमने वॉइस, वॉइसलेस, मैनर ऑफ आर्टिकुलेशन, प्लेस ऑफ आर्टिकुलेशन की बात की. ये जगह है जिसको हम देख सकते थे, तो ये फिज़िकल हुआ. ये वोकल ट्रैक्ट जो सब लोगों का होता है और सब लोगों का मुख्तलिफ होता है. मोटे आदमी का एक तरह का होगा, छोटे आदमी का दूसरी तरह का होगा, लिहाजा इससे जो आवाज़ें निकलती हैं उस किसी की भारी आवाज़ होगी, किसी की पतली आवाज़ होगी, और एज ए रिज़ल्ट हम कहते हैं कि ये आवाज़ें सारी डिफरेंट हैं. मी जो आप बोलते हैं ये कानों पे दूसरी तरह लगेगी जब कोई और बोलेगा, क्योंकि अगर ऐसा ना हो तो फिर हम लोगों की शनाख्त नहीं कर सकेंगे आवाज़ों के ज़रिए से. तो अगरचे ये मी, मसलन एक अंधा अगर बैठा हुआ है जो देख नहीं सकता और दो मुख्तलिफ आदमी मी बोले, तो वो कहेगा कि ये एक मी एक आदमी ने बोला है, दूसरा मी दूसरे आदमी ने बोला है, हालांकि मी वर्ड तो एक ही है. तो ये डिफ्रेंशिएशन हो सकती है. फिर हमने कहा कि मी मुख्तलिफ मौक़ों पे मुख्तलिफ बोला जा सकता है. ये तो मुख्तलिफ मौक़े नहीं है, मुख्तलिफ लोग हैं. यहाँ मुख्तलिफ, कोई चीख के मी कह रहा है तो एक तरह लगेगा कानों पे, किसी को ज़ुकाम है मी कह रहा है तो भारी आवाज़ में लगेगा, डिफरेंट लगेगा. तो फिर ये हमें कैसे पता चलता है कि ये मी है और नी नहीं है और सी नहीं है? इसका जवाब हमें फ़ोनोलॉजी देता है. फिर हमने फ़ोनोलॉजी की डेफिनेशन की कि ये सिस्टम ऑफ स्पीच साउंड्स का डिस्क्रिप्शन है या पैटर्न ऑफ स्पीच साउंड का डिस्क्रिप्शन है. सिस्टम को हमने कहा कि जब छोटी चीज़ें मिलके बड़ा बनाती हैं, बड़े मिलके और बड़ा बनाती हैं, एक पूरा आइटम बनाती हैं, तो इसको सिस्टम कहा जाता है. मसलन एक छोटा साउंड होता है, इसको फ़नीम कहते हैं. वो मिलके एक लफ्ज़ जैसे फा, अ, न, ये सारे फ़नीम्स हैं, ये मिलके एक बड़ा आइटम बनाते हैं जिसको मार्फीम कहते हैं. पेन जो कि माना रखता है, पेन किसी और लफ्ज़ के साथ मिलके फ्रेज़ बनाता है, जैसे माई पेन. ये और अल्फाज के साथ मिलके सेंटेंस बनाता है, जैसे दिस इज़ माई पेन. ये और सेंटेंसेस के साथ मिलके पैराग्राफ बनाते हैं, बड़े ये सिस्टम कहलाता है. तो सिस्टम ऑफ स्पीच साउंड का बयान करते हैं हम फोनोलॉजी में. और पैटर्न्स ऑफ स्पीच साउंड, पैटर्न से मुराद ये है कि प, ए, इन ये एक ख़ास तरीके से जायन होते हैं, और ये पैटर्न हम समझ जाते हैं कि ठीक है, लेकिन अ, प, न, ये हम कहते हैं कि गलत है. क्यों? क्योंकि हमारे दिमाग में अनकॉन्शियस नॉलेज है इन साउंड्स का, अनकॉन्शियस, जिससे हम बेखबर हैं कि वो मौजूद है, लेकिन वो है. वो एक्शन में तब आता है जब कोई गलत लफ्ज़ बोलता है, तो हमें समझ आ जाती है कि ये पैटर्न ऑफ लैंग्वेज सही है या गलत है. फ़ोनीम्स जो हैं, फ़ोनोलॉजी जो है, या जो ये आवाज़ें हैं जो हमारे जहन में मौजूद हैं, इसका ये एब्स्ट्रैक्ट हैं और ये मेंटल है. तो फ़ोनोलॉजी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट और मेंटल साउंड एस्पेक्ट ऑफ साउंड को डिस्क्राइब करता है. پھر ہم نے یہ پڑھا کہ فونالوجی انڈرلائنگ ڈیزائن ہے یہ بات، اور ایبسٹریکٹ اور مینٹل اسپیکٹ، اور ساتھ میں بلو پرنٹ آف ایچ ساؤنڈ ٹائپ، یہ ساروں کا مطلب ہے ایبسٹریکٹ. بلو پرنٹ کا مطلب بھی ڈیزائن ہی ہے. یہ جو انڈرلائنگ ڈیزائن ہے یہ تو فکسڈ ہے، ویریشن اس میں نہیں ہے. ٹچ ساؤنڈ ہے تو وہ ذہن میں ٹچ ساؤنڈ ہی ہے، لیکن یہ بنیاد ہے مختلف ویریشن کا. مثلا ٹچ ساؤنڈ تو فکس ہے، لیکن جب ہم اس کو بولتے ہیں تو یہ فزیکل ہو جاتا ہے. ان 4 الفاظ میں ٹچ ساؤنڈ مختلف ہے. اس میں ٹچ ساؤنڈ میں ہاں آتا ہے، ٹھار ہم بولتے ہیں، لیکن اس میں وہ ہاں نہیں ہے. لیکن جب ہم کہتے ہیں یہ ایک طرح کے ہیں تو ہمارا مطلب ہوتا ہے کہ اس کی ریپرزنٹیشن یہ ایک ہے، ادروائز یہ ایک طرح کی نہیں ہے. یہ جو مختلف ویریشن ہوئی ایک ساؤنڈ کی یہ تو اہم ہے، لیکن اس سے زیادہ اہم ٹ کا ڈفرینشیشن ک اور ف اور ب سے ہے، کیونکہ یہ الفاظ یہ ٹ کو اگر ہم ٹار پڑھیں تو تب بھی میننگ چینج نہیں ہوتا، اور سٹار کو غلط کر کے سٹار پڑھیں تو تب بھی میننگ چینج نہیں ہوتا. تو یہ میننگ چینجنگ نہیں ہے، اور یہ الفاظ میننگ چینجنگ ہے. مثلا اے آر یہاں بھی اے آر کو ہم ایک ساؤنڈ تبدیل کرتے ہیں. ٹ تو ٹھار الگ لفظ ہے، ک تو کار الگ لفظ ہے، ف فار اور ب باریہ الگ الگ. تو یہ زیادہ اہم ہے بنسبت ان کی، یہ بھی اہم ہے لیکن اس سے زیادہ یہ اہم ہے. اور یہی جو ساؤنڈ ہے جو ایبسٹریکٹ ساؤنڈ ہے، فونالوجی انہی ایبسٹریکٹ ساؤنڈس کا ایک سیٹ ہے جس کو ہم بیان کریں گے. تو نیکسٹ لیکچر میں، یہ مختصر سا لیکچر تھا، نیکسٹ لیکچر میں ہم انشاءاللہ فونیمز ڈسکس کریں گے. تھینک یو اینڈ گڈ لک.